Well, listen, over the weekend, supermodel Kendall Jenner, she's one of the Kardashians that we don't often talk about because she stays away from the antics and focuses on having a real career.
Ooh.
She allegedly, they're saying, may be engaged to Devin Booker. Devin Booker, the basketball star who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's a very successful, good looking guy. He was spotted with a ring on his finger, and it looked like it was a wedding band. And so some people are speculating that they may be engaged. I have to ask you all, do any of you believe that any of the Kardashians will ever have a marriage that will last forever? I personally say no, because they're just too exposed on social media. They're too beautiful, too successful. And it's like, once you got a, you know, like, do you keep going? None of them have had a good track record of dating anything longer than a few years or maybe a few several years. I don't know. Courtney now is engaged to Travis Barker. Kim Kardashian, which we're going to talk about in a minute, is gallivanting through the streets of LA as a single woman now. And then you have Chloe, who we're going to talk about, who's pathetically standing by and being shitted on repeatedly. And then you have Kylie, who Kylie, just stick to the lip kits. I mean, you got the baby daddy, then you're leaving him, and then you're over there with Drake allegedly, and then now you're back with the baby daddy, and you have a second baby coming out by a guy who killed a lot of people allegedly as a result of an out of control concert. So I don't know. This is dramatic, but do you think that we'll see Kendall Jenner be the Kardashian that makes it all the way down the altar into the promised land of marriage between two people, for better or for
Yeah,
worse?
yeah, I think she's the anomaly. So I think she will probably do it because she's the one who acts the least like a Kardashian, and that's no shade, no tea. But think about it. She hasn't stolen anybody from her friends because the Kardashians like to steal people's boyfriends. She hasn't tried to pretend to be black. She's not a culture vulture. She actually keeps her life private and dates people because she likes them, not for a look. So because Kendall tends to be the one that is the least Kardashian, I actually believe in her the most. So I think if anybody could do it, it would be her. She's a regular person who happens to be married into that, not married, but who have been born into that family. But she's not with the shits, and I like that about her. So yeah, I believe in Kendall.
I
The
mean,
rest of
but
them,
is she not with I mean, Devin Booker ain't no regular dude. That's Devin
she
Booker.
kept him undercover for years. It took years for her to even
No,
acknowledge his existence
but to
publicly.
Damage's point, Devin Booker is Devin Booker. It's not like JoJo from Crab Shack.
Well, think about it. When you think about how people date, if you talk to a dating coach, they always tell you date in your system, like in your world. So she's always going to date somebody rich and powerful because that's her world. But she doesn't gallivant it for the public. And that's very Kardashian. She doesn't leverage it. She doesn't market it. She, in fact, even said in their final special, which I did watch because I watched the show, that she wants to have a relationship where you find out she's married after the fact because she doesn't want to do it for the cameras. That is
Well,
so
that's what I'm saying.
anti-Kardashian.
And now with what we're seeing is that she may be married. I mean, Devin may have actually put a ring on it,
I love it.
literally. But I don't know. A lot of people online have a lot to say about them dating black men. Why do they only want black men? Why aren't there other men out there? I mean, I know that we're all entitled to like what we want. And look, I'm a product of a mixed, situation. But
We
I know
have the
it's a slippery
sauce.
slope where I'm sliding.
We
I
have
know.
the sauce.
I understand. So does Popeyes, but all hot sauce isn't good for you. Cholesterol is high these days. Different biscuits and shit like that. But Damage, do you think that there's something that interests them about balls and basketball players?
Wait.
No, basketball players. Devin Booker's a basketball player.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's something about the visibility. Like they find very visible people. Like you think of Travis Scott, very visible. Tiger at one point, very, very visible and arguably still visible. Kanye West, very visible. Devin Booker is extremely visible. So even though she's keeping it on the low, it's still in that same standard of what the Kardashians look for in a man. It's something to it. I don't know what the sauce is, but whatever the sauce is, they don't stick with it. Whoever they deal with, it's always some funny business with the romance. There's always something going on there. I don't know if these guys don't know what they're signing up for. I don't know if the Kardashians don't know what they're signing up for. It seems to never really mesh well when it comes to them and these visible characters.
I wanted to see them like hook up with another woman. Like, shouldn't one of them be a lesbian for a year? And if one of them were to be a lesbian, who do you think? I think it would be Chloe.
I think it needs to be Chloe. She needs a timeout. I think it needs to be Chloe.